Hello and welcome to Bangalore. Well, not too long to go for the elections here in Karnataka. And we've been hearing a lot about getting the young people to vote and about political parties trying to capture that young vote. But what do the young people themselves feel about these elections? Do they even care? Well, joining us are some very bright youngsters from Bangalore, most of whom are voting for the first time in these elections, hopefully. Well, do you guys really even care about these elections, or do they belong to somebody else? Are you concerned personally?
Yes, I am concerned, but I have registered for my voter's ID card and I still haven't been given it.
Still haven't got it.
so I
But
don't
you do have plans to vote, though.
Yes, I do have plans.
Why? Why do you feel it's important to get out there?
Because at the end of the day, they are going to be representing us and we have to choose someone, and I hope to choose the best.
You hope to choose the best. What about you? Do you feel it's important to vote? Do you feel these elections are just somebody else's business, or are they yours too?
Yeah, I think it's really important to vote, but like her problem, I applied for my voter's ID and I still haven't gotten mine.
Irrespective of whether you have a voter's ID or not, you're eligible to vote in any election.
You don't need that ID card.
What you need is a proof of identity, like a DL, PAN card, or your passport. So voter's ID is not mandatory for you to vote.
But is there anyone here who feels that elections really don't make a difference, that perhaps it doesn't make a big difference to the way we live?
We being concerned about voting it because we're asked to be concerned about voting. Everybody says voting is important. But looking at what Karnataka is under now, we are sure that no party is going to get an absolute majority, irrespective of who we vote for. It's just that every party is going to have a few seats and it's going to be a rat race. So why vote?
How many of you here are actually registered to vote? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And how many of you actually got your voter's card and are all set? 2 or 3 if you are all set, okay? And have you voted before?
Yes, I have twice.
Why is it important to you?
It is quite important because that's one of the fundamental rights for us to choose the leaders. And by choosing them, we think we can take part in the country's progress as well. That's why.
You have not registered to vote. Is that because you're not from here or because you don't think it's worth it?
I don't think it's worth it because it is so scam-ridden and right now the government is so corrupt. So yeah, I don't really think it's worth it.
Not worth it to vote. Anyone would like to give a different opinion to that?
Even if I have my voter's ID, I would not like to vote because in the end of the day, it's again the corrupt and under-table business going on everywhere. So there's no point taking a vote.
You don't believe your vote will make a difference?
I don't think.
You don't really think it'll make a difference?
Anyway,
okay.
in the end of the day, again, the same person will come up who's again corrupt and fill his own tummy and his own families. Simple.
Well, right now I feel the more money you have, that's the power which is going to win right now.
There have been lots of campaigns, both by political parties and by private organizations as well, targeting the young, targeting all of you really. Do you think it's had an impact on the way you think about these elections?
A few of us are actually political action interns working under Rajiv Gowda, Professor Rajiv Gowda. So yesterday and day before yesterday, we went for some door-to-door campaigning in Shantinagar constituency. So, I actually feel that, all the people out there really want to see a change.
You do feel there is a desire?
And there was a gentleman who actually wanted the younger generation to get into politics and actually change something out there.
Were you affected by the campaigns you saw targeting the young?
Yes, I did feel that there is they are really creating an impact. And I'm an NRI, so even I have an obligation to vote. And as a Bangalorean, I think that I should do it.
Now, politicians and political parties tend to decide themselves what are the issues that the people care about, but what are the issues that really are important to you?
I guess the most important issues are, as we live here, the issues are the safety concerning women, because especially we would like to be more safe. We would like to have a more safe environment. And another one of the major issues is the garbage issue. So near our college, we have serious issues like the garbage is being dumped over there and it's difficult to walk through the roads. We essentially have to cover our noses. So it would be much better if they improve the environment around us and take care of the women's safety.
Women's safety as well. What are the issues for you?
I don't have issues exactly, but there's a kind of mind block, as you say, The moment you say politics in India, immediately you are supposed to hate it.
What are the issues that you see?
Actually, I just wanted to make a point. He said, one of them said, why vote? I think it's really important to vote. But the biggest problem over here is the manner in which tickets are distributed. I mean, it is only based on high-level recommendations that tickets are given to people. You can't give the wrong candidates the tickets and then blame us, for not voting. I mean, we wouldn't vote
what if both, be it a BJP or a Congress member is, say, caught up in a case or any sort of a case. So I think giving the right people a ticket to contest would also bring about a change in our attitude to vote, to go out there and vote.
The candidates right now are pretty not from the youth, so we are basically looking forward for more people representing the youth. Yeah,
younger people. Now we've heard issues like garbage and safety. Any other issues which you feel are very important, which should be looked at?
Totally, like everyone expecting a corruption-free government. I was as a part of campaign. Many of the people of Bangalore, the public of Bangalore, are really concerned about corruption. They feel that funds are really not allocated in a proper way. The funds are like misled by some of the politicians. So the main agenda of this election would be corruption-free government, clean the system.
Now I've got some indication already from some of your answers, but what do you guys think of politicians in general? Yes.
Okay, what we need today is someone representing the whole of us and not the groups. Like we see Congress, we see BJP and all fighting for a seat, but at the end we would give the vote who's the most deserving and who would represent the whole of India.
Not just a particular
not
class,
just a
or a particular class
or religion or anything or something.
Adding exactly to what he said, someone from us would be a better candidate rather than being someone from a Gandhi family or anyone from a background with a political background. So it would be a better option if any one of us are a candidate from there actually.
Leads to the next question. Would any of you actually get into politics? Do you think you could ever get into politics?
I actually want to get into politics. The amount of campaigning it takes, it is kind of scary. I hope a few years down the line when I'm eligible to contest, it'll be much easier.
I'm already into politics. I'm one of the youth secretary for a constituency in Bangalore from a political party. And I know it's a myth that politics is bad. It's not.
It's not.
Because
it's just the image that's...
It's an image because of certain candidates.
Another fact is that everybody blames the system, but nobody wants to get into the system and change it. So it is very important for the youngsters to get into the system and bring some change if they really want to bring some change.
What do you feel about politicians from what you've read in the papers and seen on
I
TV?
feel that people should get involved into politics, and at the same time the politicians themselves should, execute what they implement. And as far as the citizens are concerned, they have to make the right choices.
I actually feel the situation right now is choosing the best from the worst, because I observe that whatever you say, a corruption-free government and all of that, ideologically it's really good to speak about it, but if you actually go and have a background check, first of all, half the people who are standing are not educated. Like I always see education to be one of the concerns, and corruption, like in every level there's corruption, and everyone, there's black money everywhere.
Ma'am, I don't think so. Like any of us have a right to criticize any political party, because it is end of the day we are who electing those representatives. If you have right to criticize us, then please go out and vote. This is my personal awareness I'm trying to create here. You have no right to criticize any political party, because at the end of the day it's you who is going out and voting for them. So be little careful while voting them and just know the history of that political party before voting.
Okay, so it's up to us to actually go out there and vote. So how many of you are going to get out there and vote in the Karnataka elections? That's not bad, most of you. And how many of you are going to stand for elections or try to get a ticket at least at some stage? Yes, yes, well, we could be looking at some future MLAs and MPs right here, from here in Bangalore. These students saying it's very important to be a part of the political process, either as a candidate or as part of the system. Not all politicians are bad. Politics need not be a dirty word. That's it from Bangalore. Thanks for watching.